You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Suits After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Suits After Show.
5, 6, 7, 8. And go. And wait, where are your shoulders at?
No, Steve's all about the head.
Oh, okay, I'm not mad. All right.
Now I just feel like we're Steve's backup.
He's just leading. What's the head?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Suits After Show. It is season 4, episode 8, Exposure. I did remember that part without having my notes in front of me.
This is true. Good stuff.
Look at that.
Good stuff.
I am Tiona Hobson, and joining me tonight, I have a very full panel, and I'll let everyone go around the table and introduce themselves.
Hey, everyone. I'm Stacy Ike.
I'm Steve Kauffmann.
Hey guys, Lauren Ebersol.
So Exposure, a lot of things were exposed.
This
it
is
was
true.
very scandalous.
We really-
The title was so fitting.
Yeah.
It was,
So perfect.
and we really just we changed it up.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
we had been following this one storyline all season long, and
And
now
they
it
were
was
like,
shake,
everything in a whole nother
shake, reset, let's go.
Right.
Let's go.
Everything in one episode. That's what I thought. It was like everything, every relationship changed in one episode. I'm thinking,
Yes.
okay, well, I don't know I can handle this, but
And the way everything's shifting, it makes me really excited because there's only 2 more episodes
Very
left for
true.
this half of the
Very
season.
true.
So it's like you can see where they're drifting the storyline to kind of go into
and to
for, like,
piss
the
me
back
off
half
by
of
the end.
season.
Like I'm gonna be like, okay, you guys, what
Stacey
do I
is
do?
always
Y'all know how
so stressed.
I get so stressed out. Y'all know how this goes. Let's move on.
Yeah.
But we all
Okay,
know how
so
USA shows do it,
That's
which
true.
is you break
This is
one
true.
season into 2 and then have like a huge.
Oh yeah.
you get 2 finales,
You
It's
get two- you
really great.
which is amazing.
and we're like, oh,
But it's not the end. Oh, really? There's one more, and
Wait,
calm down
no,
for the
that
rest of the
wasn't
summer.
finale.
Yeah.
We're all
And
like, no, that wasn't the finale. And they're like, no, yeah, it was. We're like, no, it wasn't. They're like, no, really, it was. You gotta wait until January. And we're like,
No.
It's tragic. It's really
It is
tragic.
tragic.
Yeah.
But
One-
so,
oh,
sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm just saying, we open up and we got Mike at the Soho Grand. You know, he's hanging out.
Very posh hotel.
Hanging
Doing his
out in his
thing.
hotel, getting his room service.
I didn't care for the scan of the like sad face puppy guy though, because it was like his sad face and then Rachel's sad face and then his in hotel, and I'm like, his sad face shouldn't be that sad. There's room service. Like, relax. You know,
Listen, room service doesn't cure a broken heart.
girl, whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't.
To me, it
Because he
doesn't.
still has to pay for it. Someone else is
true.
paying for it, maybe.
True,
But that was
true,
like $50
true.
French toast right there. You know?
Have you ever had $50 French toast though?
It's actually usually not good.
It tastes like $30 French toast.
yeah.
Oh, really? Why even splurge
know.
for that story?
Just go and get $30
The one
French
thing
toast.
I didn't like about the opening was Mike opened the door and it looked like he was disappointed that it was just room service there. Like he was expecting it to be Rachel or
very
something. Like the
true.
look in his
Yeah.
eyes kind of gave me that look of like, I'm kind of disappointed that it's just the room service that
Right.
clearly I ordered the night before.
I thought it was a bit of a weird beat.
Yeah.
I thought the beat was more for them to imply that maybe she came over right there and that's where we were
Yes.
going to start. And it's
Yes.
like, no, just room service.
But I'm
Yeah.
glad that they didn't,
Establish
because
him
it
where
would
he
have been.
is.
It was too typical. A lot of the times that she did come over, it was like perfect timing. Like I wasn't too
was
upset.
right around
But if
breakfast.
she would have came in the morning, I'd have been like, I don't want to start with you guys. I'm still pissed about last episode. I haven't. I really haven't digested.
I
Rachel.
think that's
We're
how
not.
they talk about it too. They're
You
like,
know-
Rachel, listen,
Like,
I'm really
look,
pissed
girl, they
about
mad at
last
you, so
episode.
you need to. And that's they listen to my comments. Thank you, USA. Go ahead. That's what I'm gonna say.
Well, what do you guys want to just jump into Mike and Rachel?
Yeah, I
or
want to
Yeah.
jump
wanna-
into Mike and Rachel.
So, you know, Donna tells Rachel, like, girl, give him some
my God.
space. He
You
says he
always
needs
listen to
some
Donna.
time. Have none of these characters
Every
learned anything?
episode, we
Always
tell
listen to
them.
Donna.
I think if everyone listened to Donna, there'd be no show.
it's like
Everything would be correct. if we all-
WWDW. What would Donna do?
DD.
You know what?
WWD.
I feel like her and Jesus probably collude. They probably collude all the time. I don't
I swear
know.
I usually can know.
Get your life together. It's fine.
How do you come from at the end of that?
I'm I'm trying to think.
What would Donna do with?
With everyone? So
Exactly.
we're off topic.
Okay.
We're losing it.
So she gives Rachel some really good advice, which is, it's going to be Mike's first day at the office today. Do not go up to him. Do not talk to him. Just keep your distance. Let him cool down, because anything you do right now is just going to push you that much further away, because you kind of have to let things run its course. And then Donna drops the bomb on Rachel about how her and Harvey had their thing.
I was not expecting that.
I always kind of figured that happened.
I was.
Well, I just forgot.
She never
knew
said
that.
it, but I always kind of figured.
Yeah,
She said it once though.
She
She said they
they
She
told
shows
us
up
last
at her
season.
door and she's just like, come in, and we're like, oh yeah, okay, they did it. Like, but I actually thought that they did it more than once.
Oh,
but she
true.
says we did it once.
Yeah, I thought that. I just didn't realize that Rachel didn't know.
Oh, I knew Rachel didn't know.
Because
Yeah,
I
that I
forgot
know.
that she didn't share that information with everyone. It was
Right.
just like us, the audience, got
Right,
that
right,
tidbit
right.
into
Yeah.
Donna and Harvey's past last season. So I'm like, why is she acting all shocked?
I don't
and
think.
stuff?
I honestly don't think you could have
We've dealt
trusted
with
Rachel.
this.
I don't think you could have trusted Rachel with that information. Besides, right now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Rachel just
I agree.
has a way of taking some. Not always, but even this episode, she threw it back in Donna's face. Like that would have been a
yeah.
problem, even more so seasons ago.
Well, I said what 2 weeks ago. Rachel is female Lewis.
She is.
you think so?
Silence.
I don't know how to react.
I took one on my side, guys.
I think that's too. That's like too much.
Mind.
Because Lewis is like a nut.
Yeah, she's not to that extreme, but she lets her emotions get in the way of decisions. Whereas
Okay, this is true.
Donna is a
Make-
bit more cut and dry.
Making
is true.
Lewis the best choice for
be
her
Lewis.
mate.
Yes.
No, you can't have two people who act on their emotions
I
together.
thought that's.
If you keep
That's gonna be an
saying that,
emotional
I'm kicking you
mess.
off. Like, no.
You said Lewis.
he means
and
Donna.
anyway.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay.
happening.
Yeah. But anyway, so Donna and Harvey did it. Rachel now knows that.
Right.
And Donna gives her great advice. Then Rachel,
First thing she
she's
does.
like, it's a great idea. I'm gonna go into Mike's office and be like, you bet you can't say hi. Like, we can't even say
But
hi.
it's like, we can't. We just broke up.
It's been 5
We
minutes.
just broke up. Like, girl,
Yeah.
I'm still watching the outtakes from the last episode. We just broke up. I don't understand why Rachel is so like, girl, you basic sometimes. Like, I love her. But she never knows how to just fully take advice. You laughing. Come on.
Because you just called Rachel basic, and
Sometimes-
I'm like, she is a basic.
Sometimes she. You know what I mean? Like, why Rachel? I don't. That's all I'm gonna say.
It was
That's all
a
I'm gonna
bad
say.
move. It was such a
First
bad
5
move.
minutes. Anyway.
And he's like, you just gotta give me time. And I cannot get the picture of you and him out of my mind.
Right.
Like, I need time to get that out of my mind.
Right.
And I thought about it in that moment. And I thought, well, you're probably never gonna get that out of your mind.
Right.
Which I mean, if we
move on to-
flash forward to
kinda-
that
Yeah,
part,
yeah.
because what did you guys think about her bringing Tess into this argument?
I loved it because I thought the entire time I was. I'm sorry, guys. I can't.
No, go for it.
Yeah,
I
love it.
Like, you're being an idiot about this.
Right.
Like, give him some space. But then when she showed up at the door and said, "Here we go. I wrote it down
She
here."
said,
what she
decide
said.
how much you love me.
Do you love me
versus
more than you hate what I did?
yeah.
And if you don't, then I want you to tell me it's over. And if you do,
I want you to come home.
And
It
I
was
was
perfect.
like, wow.
Yeah.
I wrote right here. It's a
All
trap.
right.
It's a trap.
I feel like I was on that level
That's
too.
fun.
It's-
I honestly
you
had
can't
a
win.
problem with the test thing. I did because at the time, remember, they weren't together.
Thank you.
They weren't together. They weren't together.
That is true.
No,
Ross
they
and
weren't
Rachel
together.
all over again.
You
They
know
were
what
on
I
a
mean?
break.
They were.
It was
oh
on
my
a
gosh, this is
It's
true.
Ross and
this
Rachel.
is very true.
They weren't together.
and they hadn't even been together, and then broke up. Like they had never been together. They were just starting out. Mike had already, she had turned him down so cold that morning. Grandma had passed away. He needed her, and
Yeah.
she wasn't there. And I'm not saying that she did anything wrong, but it's not the same thing. You were in a very committed relationship in terms of you live with this person. You guys are probably
Agreed.
going to get married.
Yeah.
And she's right. Kiss versus you know, running in a test, having sex, sure, but you were not with him.
But I thought that I totally agree with you there. But that being said, her saying to him, you're not going to get that image out of your mind. Like, I still have
True,
this image of you
true.
and Tess. And even that being a lesser thing, that's still in my mind. But I made the choice that I love you and I don't care.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was a really interesting take on it. And also, It could be forever until he decided, like,
I know, and
okay,
she
we're just
shouldn't
gonna-
be.
He did need a push to get him to the point of making the decision, because even last week Harvey told him go home,
Right.
you know, and he
Right.
still didn't want to fully
Yeah.
deal with it. He needed a push to deal with his emotions, but bringing up Tess, like you said, you know, they were never official when that happened,
never
and I know that
was.
it's still a gray area
Right.
of what he did, but at the same time, he did go on to date Tess. For many months after that.
True,
You know,
true.
he was in a relationship with her after
Right,
that. So
right.
it's like, if you can't get the image of Tess out of your mind, then that's like him thinking every ex-boyfriend you've ever had. Like,
Then
you
we're
can't
gonna- then
dwell
we're-
on the exes. You have to
Very true.
focus
But
on the
Mike
present.
was the Logan of the situation with Tess in the first season. I thought that's what
Yeah.
I thought that's what she was referencing.
Well,
That
no.
it's,
I get what
you
you're
think
saying.
this lowly of Logan, you were like, you were almost exactly this.
No, but I don't think it's not the fact that
'cause
he
she
thinks
was engaged.
low of
Yeah.
Logan. Like he doesn't. He hates Logan, sure, but it's
Yeah.
not that it's Logan. It's the fact that Logan had a thing with his girl, the girl that he's in love with. I think that's all it is. You know what I mean? Like, forget that
Yeah.
it's Logan.
Well, she
Who
was
cares?
saying, like, I actually walked in on you guys having sex.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
what she was like-
Try to deal with that image.
Should have knocked.
Yeah.
I'm like, Rachel, you need to stop busting in, girl. You basic. Okay. Twitter, let me know. I mean, I'm just sometimes Rachel
Yeah.
has basic. That's all I'm gonna.
But
say.
so at the end, he goes to her office and gives her the little, like, hey, girl, you want to go home?
that was the cutest
That was
nod
cute.
I had
It was
ever
so
seen it.
adorable.
And he
I
did. He
wanted to,
said,
like, squeeze
slow.
him.
It was like,
was
did
like-
you see that slow
Yeah.
nod? Slow nod. I was like,
Although speaking
I
of
come
Mike
home.
dealing with it, that's, I guess he's saying, hey, let's go home and we'll deal with this.
yeah.
Because he
I
just
don't
kind
think
of.
this is over yet.
I don't
This
think
is not
it
very
is.
It better
over
not
yet.
be. It better not. Okay. Would you guys would have had a problem if he decided to let it go one more episode? Like if he just said like he came into her office and said, "Hey, I love you, but I'm not ready."
No.
I would have been fine with that.
I would have been. I feel
Okay.
like that is totally a respectable.
Right.
He gets to
choice.
take however much time he needs,
Right.
actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Because she
I
got as much
100%
time as she
agree.
needed to
True.
move past the
She-
test thing.
Very
Yeah.
true. Do you
All
think it
that.
was too soon when he came?
It's been
to get
2
her?
days, hasn't it? Like, I feel like these episodes, there's not much
I
of a
think
time
it's
gap
been
between.
longer.
I feel like it has been a bit longer than that.
Oh, but
No.
the end of last episode, they're like, Mike's coming
Yeah,
back tomorrow.
tomorrow, right.
Yeah,
So
no, I think it's only been a week.
it's only been like maybe
because
a
I
week.
think
Yeah.
it was like a week between when he
Right,
was like
yeah.
in
Right,
limbo
okay.
of where I'm going to go.
So it's still very fresh.
It is very fresh. It is very
Is-
fresh.
So I was proud of him for saying like let's go home, but then I was like, why? You don't have to
Yeah.
right now. Like her ultimatum was great, and I think you should honor that and tell her like, yes, I do love you, but I don't necessarily have to come home. Like I just felt like that was a
I
little
think
early.
that this very well may come up again.
It better.
It probably will. I want to
Yeah.
see them argue at home. They need. They really need.
Why are
they
you
re-
promoting the arguing?
I just want them
see
to. I want them to actually get it out instead
Yeah.
of masking it, because
Yeah.
like the test thing, she's bringing it up later,
'Cause
and
it's
that's something she's been
obviously-
holding on
Yeah.
to because they never had the argument
I
about
love
it.
that. I
So they
love that.
have to get that out of their system
And
in
that's-
order to move forward.
I think that's what Harvey meant by go home.
Yeah.
Is if you go
Yeah.
home, you live with her,
Y'all have to figure
you're
it out.
gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah, I can
instead
agree
of
with
just being
that.
like, okay, we're fine. Let's go home.
I know.
And never speak of this again.
Oh, I guarantee you.
And especially, as the end of the episode, clearly Logan's coming back into the picture
Man,
again. So
oh,
he's
yeah.
going to be
Sucks. Ugh.
he's still in this relationship.
I'm
so
over him. I'm like, can you not show up again, please? I was so pissed with what he did. I mean, we're not there yet, so I won't jump too
Yeah.
ahead. But just the way he's trying to mask. I mean, he has the money and he has the power, so he's trying to whisk it around the office. And I'm like, you don't belong here. Go home.
Go home. Go home, Roger.
Yeah.
Except it's Logan.
That's good. That's very good.
So did we miss anything with Mike and Rachel?
we
I'm
got-
looking.
'cause I
Yeah,
mean,
we
they had
kinda-
them
we
covered.
cut their
they had a
thread.
couple. Yeah, we've covered them. Should we get into Lewis next, or do you?
Let's-
should we-
Lewis?
I think Lewis, Katrina, his
Yeah.
whole thing. I think we should
Everything
jump right
Lewis.
in. Yeah.
First of all, Lewis and Katrina are really creeping me out now.
wait, why? Why? I love them.
She
Why?
likes him.
She's clearly in love with him, and it's
And
kind
he-
of
Wait,
awkward.
it's love.
I don't.
I think
I don't know.
she's
She's
in love.
I think it's
infatuated with him.
admiration.
I think it's honorable.
I think
That's her
admiration.
boss.
Can I do a side note here, though? I had a big moment when Katrina and Mike were in the room, and she said, so she told Mike,
Yeah.
"Listen,
That was
he won't
rude.
tell you because this is what Lewis did for you." It wasn't a matter of it being rude. It was oh, damn it, there's going to be a love thing between these two.
Yeah.
I think eventually that's going to be a thing.
Wait, but
And
if he's
I
trying to go
don't
back to
want it
Rachel,
to be.
when is
Wait,
that going to
Katrina
be a
and
thing?
Mike?
Katrina and Mike.
I don't see that.
You see Donna and Lewis.
I
but
do
you
see Donna and Lewis.
Yeah, you're right. Steve is not. No, we can't count on him.
No, I think because I think that the Rachel Mike thing is going to blow up eventually, and that they're going to have another split and they'll eventually get back together. But I think in the interim, there's going to be a Katrina Mike thing.
I can say in that moment,
Yeah.
I saw the spark of something, especially because you saw Rachel outside
Looking. Yeah, that was
looking
so.
in.
I'm like, why are you such a lurker?
Yeah, for half a second, I was like, wait, are they gonna try and make that happen? Because it would make sense, they hate each other so much that they're
Right.
always battling, that it's really actually passion between them. But at the same time, I can't see them justifying Mike going from Rachel to Katrina. Like,
And
you
do
can't
you-
go from like Rachel to nothing.
Whoa.
No, I'm not saying it like that. I'm not saying it like that because I love Amanda Scholl. She's been in studio for the show before. I love her to death. I'm not
more
saying it like that.
Mike would be making out with Lewis.
Yeah, I'm just saying like character-wise,
Sure,
you can't go from Katrina, who is kind of a B word.
Yes, yes. I
From
agree.
Rachel, who is like the sweet, innocent girl next
Right,
door.
right.
That's what I mean, not looks-wise or anything like
Well,
that.
no. She's gorgeous. Come on,
Yeah,
we saw the
she's-
outfit. Did y'all
she's a
see her in that
knockout.
white dress? That's what I mean, that
Her
back.
outfits have been amazing.
She was on point, but let's move on. So, would you say that you're personally over the Katrina thing? Because I know you had a problem with her beginning of season.
When she first opened her mouth and started saying
Open her mouth. She
when
just talked.
yeah, when she was saying what Lewis did,
Yeah.
at first I was like, why is she bringing this up? Why is she trying to like stir up the
Yeah,
pot and
right.
cause trouble?
Right.
And then after she said it, I was like, oh, actually, like that was actually a good thing. I thought that it was coming from a very respectful place, and it because usually what she says is meant to start something.
Sure,
Yeah.
And it's malicious, but I felt like that was from a genuine place. Like, hey, I just want to let you know that like this is my boss and I care a lot about
Yeah.
him. So I
Yeah.
want you to know what he gave up for you.
Okay,
So
I can
I was-
definitely see it like
So
that.
I was cool with her.
I can definitely
I was
see-
cool with her tonight.
I was a
Yeah.
little irritated only because when he was like, I had no idea. She was like, well, I just thought you should know. I'm like, okay, you already said that. Thank you.
That's her like
I didn't like that part. I understood why she said it, but I'm like, I don't necessarily need you to remind him. I feel like Mike he didn't know that, sure, but he's back at the office. That's good enough. To me, I mean, he should hands down still be praising Lewis, even if he knew what happened,
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Oh, complete side note. Mike got his own office.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't say that.
Did y'all
part.
see that junior associate?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's-
a junior associate.
And on to
That-
top it off, it's Harvey's first
Yes,
Harvey's
first.
office.
Mike is gorge. Heart
Although
goes out.
I did just notice a note where I wrote awkward hug with Katrina.
But it was
Yes.
the funniest thing
That was
ever.
such an awkward
That
hug.
was perfect. But it was set like that. They literally started rolling. They're like, Katrina, you don't like him. And then they just did whatever that was.
It
It
was-
was perfect. Perfect.
But so Lewis is in a little bit of a pickle.
Just a little bit.
Let's lie a little bit to the
pickle.
fans.
Lew's is in deep
good.
cow poop.
Yes.
Seriously. His life.
So
is
all of this money
reckless.
that he was funneling through the Cayman Islands or wherever he was going, he goes to Forsman to try to eradicate this thing. Be like, dude, I'm giving you your money back. The SEC is looking into us. They want all of the files. You're going to get in trouble for it. And Forsman's like, no one's coming to
Yeah.
me. I have 2 to 3 years to claim this stuff. And if they ask me then, they ask me then. But they're probably not. But what about this? I will redraw up the papers, and you put Harvey's name on there.
Ooh, did you guys think Lewis was
Totally
going to do
fine.
it?
No, never.
I didn't. I did. There was like a
Never.
little, a minuscule of a second where I thought, but no.
But
he's
I kind of
too
felt like he was
loyal.
already spiraling
Too
down the
loyal.
rabbit hole. So
That
it was
would
like
be-
at this point, I wasn't sure what he was going to
Yeah.
do because
I
his
think-
ethics have
yeah.
already been questioned.
Right.
So I was kind of like, maybe he's going to do it. Get
The
him
only
out of
reason I
trouble.
thought he wouldn't do it is because the whole reason you're in this bind was to impress this guy.
Yeah.
So if you impressed him, screwed him, and then double screwed him, I mean, what would be the point? You know what I mean? Like that to me would be pointless. But
Harvey would be in jail at that point.
and he would never have to explain himself.
Maybe not.
Lewis would be on my bad side.
Harvey
if that
would have figured it
happened.
out.
Yeah, Harvey would have
Harvey would have figured it out.
He
on
already
his way
figured
to-
it out.
on his way to jail.
Yeah,
He already figured it out.
on his way to jail. He's fighting his case from jail.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Pretty much. But yeah, so Lewis is trying to get out of this. He's burying the document as much as he
possible,
can.
yeah.
He has Katrina double checking and triple duplicating things to make it look like nothing is there. And he even goes to Mike and is like, hey, you have to do this for me right now. Like, I just got you back in. You owe me.
Yeah.
That was a great conversation.
That scene.
That was such a
Mike,
good-
you don't owe me anything. Like, this is just for the greatest service of whatever. And he's like, so I need to do these papers. He's like, oh, I can't. He was like, you owe me.
He was like, you just said, but you just said, but what did you just say? And everyone was just, what happened?
It's
like,
typical Lewis.
it was perfect.
Yeah,
It was timing on everything.
Mike's like, oh no, we're like, the SEC is trying to get all our files on the Gillis thing. What are you waiting for?
Like, he was like, I love how he's like, you better get to work. Like, he freaked out. I'm
Oh,
like,
man,
Lewis, you go through so many emotions in one scene. Like, when he's on set, it's so much different than anybody else because he has to literally be 6 people at one time. That one scene, he was 5 different people, and all perfection, of course. But
Yes.
that's
Just from looking at Patrick Adams' Twitter feed,
yes.
apparently the two of them are just the fastest friends. Like, they're just
Yes.
such buddies,
Yeah.
and he has just so much admiration.
He's always
and respect
posting
for
stuff.
him
He's
as
like,
an
look
actor.
at Rick is doing this and Rick's doing that. I'm like,
Yeah.
Rick's amazing.
Yeah,
Like, I love
they're
it.
so cute.
I love it. Yeah.
Makes you love Lewis even more.
It does.
You get to
It
see
does.
Rick
I mean, not
being Rick.
this episode. I was like, Lewis, what?
This episode, I was like,
hell
Lewis,
happened?
I love you, Lewis.
You really do. I'm getting one of those
I just
mugs.
got lit up.
That's not.
By the way-
Those mugs are amazing, by the way. They're so big. I'm a big tea drinker. I like a big mug. I don't like a small mug. And they sell them on USA.
How much
And I
was
love
it?
that Mike was drinking.
$15.
Yeah, I love that Mike actually was
Yeah,
drinking
was
out
using
of
his.
it. But
I did not know
I did
in that scene
that.
with Katrina,
He was
he was
telling
pouring
me.
his coffee and
So-
Perfection.
So NBC Universal
amazing.
Store, if you would like to send some of those
Yeah.
mugs,
to AfterBuzz TV.
Yeah,
We'd
take
love
them
that.
on over.
contact information.
Seriously, if you guys want us to look as fly as we should, you guys should get us some mugs for 4 of us to just sit here and get lit up for an hour every day. Like,
Get
come
lit
on.
up sounds like something totally different.
Actually, whatever. Let's move on. Everyone just.
Wait, you guys have water in your mugs?
No, this is straight vodka.
Okay, cool.
This is
All right.
nothing else, just
and the
vodka.
viewers
It's
are
risky for me.
and I'm gonna sip right now.
Happy I'm not alone.
Yes, we're on the same page
All right.
here. So
can't.
Lewis, is scrambling, trying to hide everything, and he goes to Mike, and Mike's working on it. So then he goes to Katrina, and they're working on it, trying to figure out a way. Going to Forsman doesn't work. So eventually, Mike comes back and is like, oh, you know what? Actually, they're just going to look at the Gillis Industries, like nothing with
Nothing
the
with
Forsman.
the
So then Lewis is like, oh, great, cool, awesome, whatever.
Oh, sweet, I'm out.
Oh, okay, I don't even care anymore. And Mike's like, what is with
I love how he was
This
like,
is weird.
He was like, but you just said the attack is honest. He was like, did you collude with Harvey? He was like, I didn't. Well, then what the hell matters? Bye. Like, it was so weird. I was like, Lewis,
It's
I
so
can't.
erratic.
It was.
Gosh.
It was
Yeah.
kind of erratic
Yeah.
behavior from Lewis.
Right.
But then, we do the switcheroo where, at the end, Mike is like, actually, let's just give them everything.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
they want our files? Let's give them
Yeah.
our
I
files.
hated that point. I literally hated that point because there were
Why?
so many chances for it to be avoided. Lewis could. I was thinking that Katrina was gonna tell Mike like, look, this will happen and fix it. Like, help me fix it. That I would have. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
she didn't have to tell Lewis that I'm gonna tell him. She could have just did it because Mike is trustworthy. He can handle those kind of things.
And I think if Lewis came to Mike and said
"This is it,"
I think Lewis
Mike-
might be a bit too prideful to go to Mike out of
Yeah.
all people. But I think that
it would've
Mike would
worked.
really try to help him as much as he possibly
absolutely.
could.
And because literally Mike's idea is the reason and it wasn't a bad idea. I mean, if nothing happened, nothing
It was a
would have
great
happened.
idea.
Yeah,
No
it was.
idea. It would have been flawless.
But just that moment was so sad because I'm thinking, okay, Lewis had come to your office at least 3 times at this point, and he could have said something, or he could have asked more questions, and he didn't. And now we're in this ridiculous pickle, and it's like, ooh, that was just hard for me to watch because Jessica's like, yeah, we should. Everyone was just, we should. I'm like, damn it, Lewis, again. You never win.
My biggest question, which I'm glad that they kind of got to this with Katrina and Lewis, when she said that she duplicated or made similar documents and like buried it under that so no one would ever really look. I was like, well, if that's the case, why don't they just take the paper out of there?
and no one would
Which
know.
Katrina
Yeah.
comes to Lewis and is like, hey, I've created this document like right here. Let's just, it's mentions nothing of the Cayman
Yeah.
Islands,
And
and
it's-
that's forgery.
It's
Yeah.
forgery, but forgery is
Is-
a way less crime than.
Yes.
original.
Then
But
Tax
somehow
evasion.
Yeah.
that
Tax
then goes
evasion
back
and-
to Harvey.
Yeah.
So in the end, it would have been Harvey's neck on the line and not Lewis's.
See, the thing I didn't understand is, okay, let's say they caught them for the forgery. Wouldn't they have to figure out what they forged? and eventually would go back to the Cayman Islands?
Exactly.
Like,
that's what I thought.
it wouldn't be
It's like,
forgery without
sure,
anything.
Forgery is a lesser crime, but then they're going to
they'd
want to
be
know
like,
why
what did
you
you
forged
forge?
it. And then you're in double trouble.
That's what I think.
Double trouble. Spoiler. Very good. Ashley
Same
Olsen.
time.
Anyone?
Yes.
Let's not even
Child
talk
of the
about the page right now.
But I just thought it was interesting that it took them that long to get to the forgery thing, because even with the forgery, and even if you do figure out what it was for, it's still, I don't think that I think the way the forgery was set up was so that it didn't look like any money was spent at all. So they wouldn't even know about the money.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
so it's just a document that like would
just say
make
this
the money
is-
disappear.
It was in a way that if they fine-tooth combed that document, they'd be like, well, this is a forgery for an inane reason.
Yeah.
But it's still a forgery, but it seems like they had a plan for if it's found out to be a forgery.
Yeah. And this whole like document hiding thing reminded me of Donna.
Harvey, girl.
All those seasons ago
It was
with Donna
very
and
Katrina.
and I was like, ooh, we already saw how this one worked out before. Like, what's gonna be the new twist?
Definitely got fired.
Yeah.
And Lewis might not bring Katrina back. So, they're close, but they're not Harvey and Donna close. So
Also, I have to say, I was really surprised at almost admirable, slightly confused about the loyalty of Katrina to Lewis, where I was like, girl, this is great that you're going over the moon and then some to help Lewis, but you're kind of putting your own career in jeopardy here.
And that's why I think it's more than just admiration.
No,
her and Lewis.
I don't think so, because we've seen this with Mike and Harvey. I mean, yes, they're both into girls or whatever, but he would have gone through anything for her. And once you build that kind of relationship, Mike has put himself in jeopardy so many times for Harvey.
I mean, she essentially is set up to be the
She's
female
trying to be
Mike.
his, And I really, it was very parallel to me. I was like, I've definitely seen Mike do the same
fair.
thing.
Yeah.
But Mike has a huge secret that he's not a lawyer, so regardless, he's always in danger of losing everything. And Harvey is
another
always
point.
the one taking the bigger risk with Mike.
Katrina's actually put a lot of work into getting to the point she's
she has
at
a
now.
lot to lose. So and I love my bosses at my job, but I'm not doing anything to jeopardize
Illegal.
my
That's true.
career
Because at the end of the
for
day,
you.
they'll be gone and you'll be SOL.
Yeah,
Like,
so
you'll
that's
be-
why it makes me think that it's more than just an admiration type of thing. I think she has feelings for Lewis, and I think that
So no one
I'm
can have
sorry.
feelings for Lewis, is what we
I'm
were
not. No, Lewis. I love Lewis. I love. But he's a one-woman man, and I needed to be that specific woman who's in Boston. That's it. Like, I don't think.
I think that's where his eyes are, but I think that Katrina is here and she's realizing now that like it used to just be admiration for Lewis, and now it's kind of turning into something else.
And he has
Again,
no
and
idea.
he has no idea.
All right,
No
guys,
idea.
what do you think?
Please,
let us
please.
know. That a Lewis Katrina romance.
You guys know what we are,
Tweet
how
at
we
us,
are on
guys.
Twitter. Like, please let us know. Make sure you hashtag Suits. Get at Donna quotes. What would Donna say about this? Honestly, ooh, she's
Yeah.
light
Oh.
Katrina on fire. She would light her on fire.
She really
In
was.
like
So
Actually, that would be a perfect Donna quote. She'd like Katrina on fire in under 120 characters.
I love that.
Be two sentences.
as she would.
And guys, while you're tweeting at us, make sure you also go and check out our podcast on iTunes. Make sure you rate us, comment, subscribe to that. Let us know what you like about us talking about Suits and what you also love.
Yes.
Just
As
tell
always.
us all the things you love about us.
Right.
And then make sure you check out YouTube too. Leave us comments. We love reading those every week. You guys call us out on
yeah.
everything.
Yes.
Last week, I'm sorry, I
love
forgot the
chatting.
YouTube user's name, but someone called us up because we didn't actually talk about how Harvey, told Logan to get out and he never
Yeah.
wanted to see him again. That's on us.
We missed a little.
We
Yeah,
missed
we
a
did
little.
miss
We
that.
had a lot going on.
Yeah,
We did.
We do miss things, so that's why it's nice for you guys to kind of be there to remind us.
Yeah,
of things.
you guys are part of this show too.
Right.
So it's all one big happy discussion.
And can we give a shout out to Cindy? Is it her name? Cindy, who's been tweeting all of us all week.
Oh, yeah.
You're fabulous,
awesome.
honey. You're fabulous.
So
like,
awesome.
keep tweeting at us because my retweets and favorites are popping up right
Yeah.
now. Like, I love it. I mean, my favorite
We
list is
love
literally
it.
6 of her every week, and it's great.
You rock.
So
It's
thank you.
amazing.
Yeah.
Seriously rock.
Yeah.
So now let's get into this whole SEC.
Yes.
Okay, everyone.
Other pickle?
I gotta
All right.
like.
Whew,
come on.
everyone-
All right.
So,
Game faces on.
Right, this is yours.
Take
Okay.
it
so
away,
it's
Steve.
probably 9 a.m. Harvey's walking
Right.
into the office.
What?
And Jessica is also walking into the office.
I love that scene.
and is
by the
literally,
way.
why are you here?
they're
He's like, what? I'm at work. She's like, you're never here this early.
exactly. He's like, I'm always here this early.
But real
You
talk,
just-
when do we think Harvey shows up to the office?
11:30.
11:30 is way too late.
No, I think
10:30.
11:30
I think-
sounds.
Well, if they're starting at 9, I think he's there at 11:30. If they're
Although they're
actually
lawyers, they might
starting,
start at 8.
Yeah, they might start at 8 or
Yeah.
like 7 even.
They always sound
so
like
I'm thinking
seveners.
maybe like 10:30.
I think 10:30.
Why does he walk in that late? What is he doing?
He's the boss.
He's Harvey.
Okay then.
I'm
Not to mention, he
Specter.
probably-
I walk in when I feel
He
like
always
it.
comes in though, and with all this stuff to do. So I'm like, you cannot roll in at 11:30.
But I think Donna handles a lot of it.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I
That's
think so.
true.
And then-
Yeah.
I don't know. Successful people like that tend to hit the gym for about an hour before they go to the. A lot of successful people I know aren't at their desk until about 10,
That's
10:30.
true.
Harvey works out
You
in
can only
other
pray
ways
for
in the
them.
morning.
Wow.
Let's move on.
I'm just.
You're right. You're right.
Channeling our Ashita. We are channeling our Ashita
Yeah,
right
I'm
now.
just
We love you,
saying.
girl.
That morning. Anyways.
So yeah, they go up together. They go into the office, and Sean Cahill is waiting with a big old smile on his face.
His hair, I'm like, I did not like his hair this episode. That's all I'm gonna say. I was just looking at him like, Sean, you're not, no.
But he hands them the warrant saying
Yeah.
that I need all
Yeah.
your files and have a nice day.
I love that Jessica was like, if you go down the hallway there, you'll see like
You'll see.
And it's on floor 52. It might be 36. I don't know.
That was whoever's been there. That was so perfect because they're obviously such the big ballers. Like
Yeah.
they're like,
Yeah.
we don't know where our files are because we don't have to, and you can go figure that out.
And
though.
partly, I would imagine they keep their files that much of a mess in the event.
That
In
something
the event
like
the
this
SEC
happens.
shows up with a
This
search
is
warrant,
true.
like,
Yeah.
good luck.
This is true.
That'll
they
take you 10
also-
days.
I love how he called them Bonnie and Clyde, and she goes,
she threw it right
"Who
back
do
in
you
his
think?"
face.
Because she was like, "We're gonna go down to the judge and tell him what you're up to," and she goes, "Who do you think is gonna get there faster, these two goons or Bonnie and Clyde?" But the way she said it, it was so sexy and fierce. She was like, "Or Bonnie and Clyde," and I was
And
like, "Ooh, Jessica,
And literally, Harvey and
siren."
Jessica, when I mean they are the perfect duo, like they're just perfect for not being together. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they are the perfect friendship, the perfect arguing, the perfect everything. Because he'll be like, either you're gonna back me or not. I'm not gonna back you. And it's like, what two
Dirty
steps did y'all just do?
dog.
Like they are perfection. It's
Yeah.
another
They
story.
are amazing. I loved her Norma reference. Poor Norma. She
Can we meet her already?
We're going to meet
But
Norma.
I like she's like there's like a crusty old lady.
Yeah, like-
and Harvey's like, her name is Norma. Harvey has such a soft spot for Norma.
Because
You know
Donna
he
has,
loves
I feel like
Norma.
Donna's built a relationship with her, which means that Harvey's kind of inevitably built a relationship with her.
yeah.
And that was really, some lady upstairs, Norma,
And
can
it
you
was
give
something
her
about like she looks ancient, like the remnants of what used to be a legal secretary.
Yes, it's
I was like, oh my
So-
gosh.
Perfection.
I was
So
like, what did
perfect.
Norma do to you, Jessica? What did she do to
She
you?
don't, Jessica don't care about anybody.
know she's
who's-
old.
Yeah.
So
she
that
don't-
web series USA should let me shoot the
Yes.
water cooler of Pearson Specter.
Norma.
will be there.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Norma, a bunch of junior
They
associates.
really need to holler at
a
you.
bunch-
Like, this is
is real
time.
life.
We
That's
have
how this-
cameras here and everything.
That's how this
We got
happens.
you.
So, they go down to the judge. The judge blocks Sean from being able to use his search warrant because Sean pulled the friend card and went around the judge and went
His
to
golf
the
buddy.
his golf buddy to get, the warrant signed because he needed it last night so that they didn't have time to hide things today.
Yep.
And what I liked was Harvey said, so apparently I'm guilty till proven innocent. And the SEC guy, Sean literally says, one day we will. One day I hope you will be. It's like, that's not how justice works.
Yeah.
You just said that in front of a judge.
They don't. I feel like the way they approach the judges in these episodes or in this series is just so weird. Like they'll literally, hey, so this blah blah, this crackerhead here, and this and that. I think he did this blah
Like
blah.
they're
Well,
going to
when he-
mom and dad.
yeah.
It's like he served me a search warrant when he wasn't supposed to, and he didn't.
See, but they don't do it like that. The word, the jargon they use as they're doing it, it's like, what just happened? And Harvey will say something. He'll be like, well, look at this and blah blah blah. What did you see this? And then he turn around and get in the car and then swag. He'd be like, what just?
Oh yeah, I definitely
I watched that scene. I'm like,
I rewind.
Harvey, what are you talking every
I'm like,
time?
What's that word?
I rewind. I put on subtitles and I'm like, okay, focus on what the words are.
The writing is so perfect. It's just
it's so
perfection
good.
because they'll go from a movie reference to a song reference to something that happened in NFL, and then somehow we're turning back to law. And I'm like, what school did they go to? But you know.
But so we see Sean Cahill come up to Mike at the bagel stand and ask him, the bagel stand.
I love that bagel stand.
The bagel stand in the bathroom. That's it.
And it's like, hey, if you let me put your name in here, I will give you immunity, and like we'll take him down. And Mike was like, no, it's not gonna happen.
I'm good.
And we as the audience found how laughable that deal was.
It was laughable. Like
From
come on.
our standpoint of what we know about Mike, it's like, no, Mike Mike will go down with that ship.
Right, true. And even
for
if
sure.
I feel like the deal wouldn't have put Mike in a good position anyway because we know that Sean's a snake, bottom line. So even if he was saying, like, I have you for this 1 minute, this would have turned around.
For sure.
So.
But then he's such a creeper. He's like, oh, hope you're enjoying your room at the Soho Grand. So Mike then knows that he's following him.
Yeah, that was weird.
And
Which sparks
ideas.
his new idea. I was like, oh my God, he's following him. Is he in danger? And of course, Mike is like, I've got an idea.
Right.
It's like,
I didn't go to Harvard, but I'm smart.
Yeah.
He's not.
But they can't find any proof of it because I love how when Mike has his idea, he tells Harvey, I know someone down there.
I wrote that.
I
I have a guy at Justice. Who's your guy at Justice? I don't have a guy at Justice. That sounded
But
really
it sounded
cool.
really great. And it sounded really good. I'm like, oh, Mike made friends at Justice? Like
It
was
definitely
great.
sounded like something Harvey would say.
Exactly.
So, he's trying to play his
Someone
cool
owes me a
factor.
favor. Loved it.
But Mike actually ends up just creating like a fake document to kind of use as a bluff.
Be like,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
you never check for surveillance.
Yeah.
and it's not here. So.
And the truth is, I just love how it worked. Like it was
always
so
did.
perfect because the truth is you are coming after us in a malicious way. You have no proof of anything. You just want to take us down for whatever reason, and we just called you on it.
Yeah.
And I wish it was enough, but it wasn't. You know?
But was that Sean's plan? Because I feel like he folded pretty quick, and I feel like, oh darn, you got me there.
I think
Because he
that was-
turns
Yeah.
around and
pulls out the Logan card.
Because at that point, he didn't even need whatever they were. Whatever happened in court that day,
didn't even
he had the
matter.
Logan thing in his back pocket.
Oh, yeah.
It did not matter
think that
what
was
was
a
going to go down.
distraction.
Wait, do you think? No, maybe he went to Logan after. You don't think so? He set it up before.
Yeah, because he turned around
He
and the
had
judge
it.
came
He
out
had
in
it in the
court
room.
and was like,
Yeah.
And that's when Sean was like,
Like,
yo,
he
I got
showed up to
Logan.
do that.
Right,
that was all that was.
Right.
Yeah.
Or
And-
it was plan
Dang
A,
it.
plan B, but I think that he was
You're right.
And that
ultimately
was-
he had a
with the
plan.
Logan
He had a
thing.
plan.
And sadly, that was very smart of Logan because he's not repped by Pearson Specter
So it
anymore.
doesn't matter.
So he
He's
He's
really.
mad about that too.
So if the SEC comes after him,
Dang it, Harvey. Harvey burned a bridge with Logan. He really did. It was a very intense bridge, too. I mean, saying I never want to see you again just because of his loyalty to Mike, I don't think it was necessary. I mean, I get it, cut him off, but not like kick him to the curb. Maybe is that just me?
Especially, well,
was-
I think knowing that Sean Cahill had been contacting clients and previous clients like that, we knew that weeks ago that should have probably played out in Harvey's head that he's probably gonna go to him to get dirt, and I just totally I lit that bridge on fire with a very big match.
feel like anything that Cahill tells them, he tells them for a reason because he knows how they're going to react to it. And then it's to get that rise to get him to the next point.
Yeah,
like
he's
he went there
crafty.
with the search warrant knowing that they were going to go try and stop it. And then he had like the next plan already in motion, you know, to come to Mike for immunity, go to Logan for the immunity deal. You know, it's just everything he says to them is for a reason.
Yep.
Do you remember the other guy that was coming after Harvey, like neck and neck, season maybe 3? The boxer guy?
Oh yeah.
He reminds me a lot of him because that's how he was. Everything he did, he literally pushed Harvey a little bit over the edge and went right around him.
Yeah.
And that was the only other time I've seen them in play that much. So this is kind of hard to watch, but
Yeah.
I'm sure they have a plan, but you're right. Like, I didn't realize that Sean really had it in the bag.
He's like a magician. He has them looking over here
I
at
don't
the
feel
shiny
he's
object.
always one step ahead. I feel
Maybe not always. You're right.
I think
yeah.
by the end of this episode where we get to it,
Right.
I think that was where he was one step ahead until he was given the files.
Right.
and like now he's a little trapped, and he's got to recoil.
Even then, I really thought he was going to say, "I don't want the files anymore." I was really hoping because the way
that was
it was on his face that he was saying, "Why are you giving it to me so easy? Then you must have another plan." Okay, I don't want them, and I was just hoping that came out of his mouth. Instead, he said, "Just give me the files." I was like, "Dang it!"
And with the files, he puts a clause in it with the judge saying once he has these files, we're giving it to him willingly. He can't ask for more, and like
and the court's going to catalog them.
Yes,
So
that's the part.
The court is going to dig
problem.
through every file and find this document.
Yeah, that's the part that when Harvey said, "I want the court to document it and
make sure that he didn't fabricate anything."
Yeah, fabricate anything. I was like, oh my gosh, if Lewis had only told you guys beforehand.
Lewis had told you guys at any point.
Yeah, at any point, then he wouldn't be handing over.
If Lewis wouldn't have done it at all, that could have been cool too.
But I love that the theme of, kind of what Jessica had been saying from the beginning of the episode, which she didn't want to give over the files, because didn't Harvey say that early someone said it earlier in the episode. Why don't we just give them what they're looking for?
But it was the idea.
Right.
Yeah, the idea is that, we don't have anything to hide. But Jessica said like 2 times,
I don't want
the cop thing. If
a cop's trailing you, looking for you to do something wrong, you're going to do something wrong.
And if they don't, they'll make it
break
themselves.
it. And so I was just like, oh, now we have that point of like now. This cop's been trailing them. They think all their ducks are in a row, and then you hand everything over, and now he's gonna have that thing that
you need,
and you don't even know that it's there.
Well, I think we're right there. That given the previews for next week, I think this whole next episode is going to take place before they release these files.
This is probably
I think
true
this whole
because
next episode is going to be like late night at that building. Everyone yelling at Lewis.
Well,
you think it's late night? You're right. No one went home. You're right.
I think Mike and Rachel went
and
home.
Donna.
Well,
Donna stayed.
Well, the
Donna
thing
blew
is
off that day.
that
We'll get
Lewis
that.
was still in the office. It's not like he left, so it's very possible for them to pick right up, them to call Mike right back to the office, and that would be
all hands on
interesting.
deck.
that would be cool. Like a really like just powwow.
That would be great.
That has to be what happens, because they have to solve that before the next morning to release those papers.
Or, I mean, like you said, if their mornings start around, Harvey time, 11:30, they have all morning to get it together. Or even 9. I mean, they're lawyers. They can be up at 6. So it's very possible it either starts in her office freaking out. Oh, man, I would love to see her freak out.
Oh, I think we're definitely going to see that because we see him finish up. Yeah.
Yeah, we see Harvey,
Harvey
Lewis's.
Mike telling Harvey, hey, I think Lewis did something because here's the list of all his erratic behavior with me. And Mike has put it together like he did something. You see Harvey storming down to Lewis's office. Lewis, accepting defeat and going to surrender himself. Like they
miss each other.
They went in opposite hallways, so they missed each other.
The office is not that big. I do not understand how they miss each other every episode.
I feel like they are on opposite sides, and that since it's kind of like a circle, like most law offices, Harvey went that way and Lewis went the other way.
That's true.
So they miss each other. So then Lewis, which I was like, maybe he's just gonna skip out after missing Harvey.
I thought he was going to
too.
go down to the file. I thought he was going to have this in his hand and go down in the filing system and screw over Harvey. Like in that moment, I was like, oh, goodness, this is going to happen.
That could have been interesting.
But Lewis, being the outstanding gentleman that he is, he goes to Jessica and he tells her that he messed up.
Yeah, and that's really admirable.
Yeah,
I have to say, like that made me very happy.
Are you kidding? Admirable? It's too late. You screwed everyone at this point.
It is too late, but he had the opportunity to screw over Harvey, and he chose not to, and he's turning himself in. And I thought that was, it just made me really happy.
Even though I agree with you.
Yes, it's late.
No, I'm just saying, like, if he would have
late.
told Jessica, by the way, I had an opportunity to screw Harvey and I didn't. Are you kidding? That's irrelevant to this point. You've gone so far. You know what I mean? That's why I don't feel like it's anything.
I was going to say, do you think she would have said just screw Harvey, but it screws her either way. So
Oh,
it
no.
doesn't matter.
She would never.
She would rather get rid of Lewis.
I don't know. I think that Lewis telling
Lewis.
Jessica or coming clean at this point is still better because at least they now know what they have to work against. And I think that's the way, I think everyone's going to be pissed off at him for it, but Jessica will also understand, like, hey, at least we know what's to come.
I think you guys are underestimating Jessica. She's not going to understand. She's not because
she's going to be pissed off, but she's going to.
The previews, he gets fired. He's out. He's leaving.
Oh, yeah,
like everyone gets super mad, but I think that Jessica, being the smart person that she is, at least they know about this.
Right.
If he had waited till after those files had gone over, if he had just shut his mouth and never said anything, and Jessica and them think that they're scotch free, at least
That
they
would've
now
been
know that there's this
terrible.
black dot in their stuff, you know, that can actually screw them.
That's
so she's going to be
true.
mad, but it's better that Lewis said something now than holding it
But why
in.
not 2 hours before? They literally just said, give over the files an hour
Would
ago.
Harvey have told? If Harvey thought that he was handling the situation, that it was handled, that the other files weren't going through to anyone else, and that he was in the clear, would Harvey have gone and told anyone that he'd done something wrong before he was named partner?
It depends on how dire it got. I think because
I think on the level that this is, Harvey
Yeah,
would've.
I think
Yeah.
so
But I don't think he
too.
would have before Lewis is going to Jessica. I don't think that before he actually, it was outside of his control of handling the situation. Lewis thought he had handled the situation. It was done kaput.
Right.
That's true.
Nothing was going to
That's
happen.
true. That's true. That's true.
If Harvey was in that situation and then all of a sudden
it backfired,
then he would go to
Yeah.
Jessica. I don't think that he would have gone to Jessica before the situation
just to
was
say
outside
something
of-
when it's like, no, you
Yeah.
don't have to anymore.
Well, how many times have we heard Harvey? I've got it all under control.
True.
Yeah.
and he does
Figuring out how to play, like, and then it
and
blows
sometimes
up.
it
Yeah.
blows up. You know?
Interesting.
So,
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay, I can
Could be
definitely
the
see
same,
that.
just dealing with two very different personalities.
Yeah.
Exactly. Obviously. Goodness gracious.
Obviously, very different personalities.
Right.
Right.
But yeah, that was an exciting episode.
I think
and
so, too.
it leads up to, I mean, it kind of gives you a little bit of a cliffhanger
Yeah.
this week, and then we have 2 more episodes
I loved
before,
it.
like, probably a huge hanger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just 2 weeks from now, we'll all be here like, what?
Like, with our jaws on the
Can
table.
we not
like,
be
what?
back next week?
Really, the seasons only go to like, what, 12, 13
12 or 13.
episodes?
Like
Gosh,
2, 12 or
it's very
13.
sad. It's very
So
sad.
I just jotted some predictions.
Okay,
Are we there?
let's do it.
Steven's like,
was
heck yeah,
waiting.
you're there. Heck yeah, you're there.
TV predictions.
All right, Steve, start
All
us
right.
out.
I think it's pretty obvious Lewis is going to get fired next week. I think
Sucks.
Katrina is going to try to take a fall for him. And he's either going to be noble and step up for her or talk her out of it. Also, I think Mike and Rachel are going to go home from where we just were and they're going to have a huge fight.
Yeah.
Like, huge relationship forming fight.
Okay.
And yeah, that's about it.
That's interesting.
Okay.
I am with you on the Mike and Rachel thing. And actually, back to what you were saying earlier about the next episode all going to be before the files get handed in. I could easily see it being Harvey, Donna, Lewis, and Jessica dealing with that stuff. And then the other storyline is Mike and Rachel.
Yes.
So,
Right.
yeah, I could totally see that happening. I think because of this episode's previously on, where we see the whole Donna starry-eyed at Harvey, and then also her admission about the Harvey thing this week and telling him
And
about
the-
the date.
on the date.
I think before the end of this season, we're going to see some sort of romantic thing happen with Donna and Harvey, whether it's rejection or rekindling. I don't know, but I, think
love
it's
that.
Gonna, I think
I
that's
love
gonna
that
come
because
up.
I love how they kind of had a couple. I have a date thing. Blah blah. We didn't even touch on that.
I think
but-
that they're sprinkling a little in there,
and I'm
to
okay with
get
that.
us ready for
because
something.
it definitely X-nays Steve's, Lewis, and Donna.
Yes.
Craziness.
Not long term.
I don't know that I
crazy.
necessarily want Harvey and Donna together. I think that they have such a great dynamic
do,
as
they
the
do,
two
you're right.
like amigos that I don't need to see them. Would I like to see it? Yes.
Sure.
I don't need to see them in a relationship.
Because they're almost in a relationship already
Yeah.
without any
Yeah.
complications. Like, it's cute and fun, but we don't get. We're not upset when one makes a decision. You know what I
Or
mean?
It's almost the type of thing that you make the storyline for the last season of the show's entirety, and then at the end,
Oh
they
my
get,
gosh,
you
I
know,
could feel it's like when Rachel
Right?
and Joey got together. It was like, what's going on? Was
That was
supposed
just
to happen?
weird. That was
I
That
liked
actually-
Rachel and Joey.
Did you?
Yeah.
We'll
She
talk.
belonged
Yeah.
with Ross.
She did. It was
hated Ross.
weird.
Anyway,
Belongs
that
with
wrong
Ross.
show.
Yeah.
we threw a little friends in there for you guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, because we're all friends.
All right,
anyway,
Stacey, what are your predictions?
I mean, I guess I'm definitely thinking that Lewis is going to get fired, obviously, but I feel like at the end he's going to have a redeeming moment, something. I feel like he's going to have something in his back pocket he can come back with. Him and Katrina's not going to leave him, so if he gets fired, she's going to follow him, not necessarily leave the firm, but go home with him, hang out, figure out what to do, and come back with something at the end. Okay. That's what I'm really, really hoping. I just can't see Lewis go for. I can't.
Well,
I like all these predictions, but I don't think Lewis is going to get fired.
Ooh.
I think that Harvey has done worse things and put the firm in more trouble and danger, and he's stuck around. And I think that this is Lewis. It's his first screw up.
It really
And
is. It really is.
Really big screw up.
It's a really
is.
big. It's a really big one.
First,
okay, wait. It's not his first.
I mean,
His first
it's
screw
his
up.
first major one that's getting like this. That's getting this deep with it. But I just don't see Lewis getting. Maybe he'll have to take like some time off or something. I don't see him being fully fired and leaving the firm.
I could see him being fired, but then rehired somehow by the end of next episode or before this season.
Yeah, I just think that Mike's secret is like a bigger deal than all of this right now.
So very true.
You know, Jessica
so
doesn't like that Mike's back, but he's still back. But guys, we've run out of time, so let us know what you think is going to happen next week. Where can they find everyone on social media?
You can find me at the Fancy Hippie. I sadly won't be here next week because I'm going to be in New York, which is where Suits is based.
Are you going to the Soho House?
I'm totally going to go to the Soho Brands and order a room service. No, but I'm going to be there. But I'm going to tweet live with you guys on Wednesday night when the show's happening. So please, let's talk about it.
Yes.
You can find me at Steve Kauffmann, Kaufmann.
Love it. You guys can definitely find me on Instagram and Twitter at OneTakeStace, and make sure you tweet me throughout the week and use #Suits.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the Tiona Hobson. And make sure you check out all of the shows we do here at AfterBuzz TV and find AfterBuzz on social media at AfterBuzz TV. We will be back next week with an exciting episode of Suits.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.